Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Mostly my presentation. I limited. I will speak about practical aspects that what is necessary to know, what should be the knowledge of the economic agents while complying with the laws on the protection of the privacy. Do you hear me? Okay. Mainly in Ukraine, there is a law on the protection of personal data. That's the convention which we joined in 2010, and two directives that are not part of our laws. What personal data? That's with the use of the web person. They process in the form of this. That's filling of the questionnaires at web resources, registration, obtaining logins and passwords, registration with the use of the accounts on the social network. My colleagues discussed that already, but just wanted to recall once more. Step-by-step instruction how to bring your activity to compliance with laws of Ukraine. If a company has started this process of harmonizing its processes with laws, that's to know what is the purpose of processing personal data. As the law defines, the content of the personal should be adequate, not excessive, and just relating to some specific objective to minimize the effects of the oversight bodies. The company agrees to collect the minimum possible level of data. Second step, the company should define the policy, but it will process independently by itself, or will be the owner of the personal data, or will use the proxy for that. The law just specify that it should be a personal, physical person or legal person, and specified procedures under which the owner is particularly the company which is the end user of such data for their needs. The owner might be a legal entity or a physical person to which the law provides grounds. This law that will be put into effect from January 1st, 2014, it is specified so that if you have the owner and the manager of the process and information should be a contract. The next step is the privacy policy. It is necessary for users who entering your website would understand right away who are you, what are their rights, for what personal data are collected. The law also has requirements to the economic agents to define internal instructions or amendments to be made to the statutes, charter association. The second step to get approval of obtaining personal data. So therefore, it's relevant to develop some typical templates of such agreements. There are no specific requirements to the form of this consent, which might be just in written or in verbal form, but there should be an application. But the accord should be obtained for role, for collecting, processing, for changing, for the use of the personal data, for transfer to making changes. Therefore, try to provide this to include these provisions into the template of such an agreement. The next requirement of the law to inform users on their rights and to whom personal data could be provided. The fourth step to provide to third parties. If you would deliver personal data to third parties, On contractual basis, you should approve that these parties should ensure the compliance with the requirements of the law, particularly storage of the personal. If these such liabilities are not taken, the law states that you should not give such personal data. By the law, it is the responsibility of the owner to protect from illegal access to data. With that purpose, it is able to work towards some internal documents to provide such protection, and to assign some personnel, or to make amendments to some instructions how to behave. According to the state servers, there are these most widely used violations. Let's say information on the owners, content of the personal data was excessive, procedure processing of personal data were not defined, not on the website, were not included into either such a requirement in the law. The state servers during second and the third quarters of 2013 carried out the inspections. Most economic subjects witness these violations, and since January 1st, 2014, amendments will be made to this law. So the body responsible for the oversight and development will be ombudsman. The main change, there will be no needed to register personal databases registration, only in case that it contains responsibilities. As always, the fine has been increased in the amount. That's what I wanted to say. You can get a more precise look at this presentation on our website. If you have some questions, you may address me. Thank you for your attention.